Jay from Fitness to You, Shoalhaven. Hey, can you just say that already, like just off the top of your head? Hi, Jay. Yes, and my business name is Fitness to You, Shoalhaven. But more importantly, is the motto, which hopefully you've remembered and maybe thought about many times throughout your day by now. Move it, improve it. Yes? Motto, very important. What we think is really important. What we expect is really important. So anyway, here to start to introduce some equipment. Now, of course, you don't need to have equipment because, as in purchasing, because really a table is equipment. The wall is equipment, so to speak. It's something we can use and what we have used in our fitness. But I just want to show you a few things. So let's just do a bit of this, a bit of movement before, and maybe just actually elbows in, sliding past your ribs, reaching forward and back. I really like this movement. If you just let it flow, it's just like heaven. Just feeling so good, especially, well, you know I keep talking about music, but with the right music and a bit more effort. So swinging back, I call this one splashing water, so splash. And splash again. For some people, you won't want to take the elbows all the way back, and that's okay. All right, so now just pump the arms. And I have been doing some brain training, so let's think about that now. So just heel in towards the edge of your chair, knees in line with hips, heels underneath knees, zipper up, pull up. All right, now, so arms are going double time, feet are going single time. All right, fun one we love so much in my classes is starting with the leg extension. Now opposite hand to leg. And then you can actually swing both arms. I think of it as a reach, just a nice gentle action, and just continue with opposite hand, 2 foot. And we all learn differently, so sometimes we need to take things a little slower, and sometimes, hey, we just get it. Okay, so just in case you're ready to build strength, you don't really want to go out and buy some weights, good old tins. This also could be 2 bottles of water. This could be a bigger tin. It could be a bigger bottle, but one that obviously you can hold on to. So strength. Now it is important that they are about the same weight, otherwise you're going to work out unevenly, and we don't want that. So just doing a bicep curl. This is where I get to shake my fruit up. So I'm not really sure if I should be eating these after the fact. And by the way, just a little bit of a health tip. When I do buy my fruit, I have a look at the label, and in juice is much healthier than in syrup. So yeah, just an added little tip. So if it's in syrup, that means you're just getting a bit more sugar, which most of us don't really need. All right, now we're going to keep the elbows in. We're going to take it up and then down, and just and up and down. You should feel the upper back. Okay, so from here, working on what we call an eccentric motion. So it is a bicep curl, but we're starting with releasing down slow. So slow and up quick. Slow and up quick. Slow, 2, 3, and stop. Slow, 2, 3, and stop. So move with me if you want. And stop. Okay, so in previous videos we have talked about timing. So we could be going 1, 2, 1, 2. And for 4, and you should feel that your muscles are really engaged all the way down. So 4, 3, 2, 1, and really engaging the muscles as you return. 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and continue. Okay, so that's timing, because the expression is time under tension creates time. So with all the time in the world, we can just know that we're going to get fit for life, and time under tension creates change. All right, so a little bit of tricep. This is one easy way to do it. You might as well do both arms, down and up. Tricep being small muscle back of the arm. So we want to keep those elbows up, and when we hit starting point, wrists are in line with elbows. We're not out, we're in, and we're really focusing on. Now let's just go at heel tap as well. With that zipper up, yes, drawing inwards and upwards gently, or like a corset. Okay, sit to stand, the most important exercise as far as I'm concerned, and especially for the aging adult. So, going to make sure we're still at the edge of our chair. Squeeze your butt first, become a little taller. Get ready to push through your heels. So far it's what we call body weight training. So we've not held on anything heavier. So this is now weight training officially. Do you like the weights? And so officially weights, because we're adding some extra weight. So squeeze your butt, push through your heels, stand, and ease down, ease, ease, ease. And when I say ease, it's actually work. So up quick, and ease, 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 ease. All right, so what's this? These are 410 grams, so really not making much difference. So ideally, something that makes a difference. So even though we're pushing up quick, remember, don't lock the knees. That's really important. So this isn't really good, but this is fine. Slow, 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 up, slow, slow, slow. So that's obviously still talking about timing. So there's other things, and other ways in life that we need to move. So I think quite common is endurance, the ability to continue for a longer time. So life really, isn't it? It's, out of bed, if you have a cuppa, if you have breakfast, so you do that, you sit down and then you're going to go maybe vacuuming, or you're going to go out and see friends, and then after friends you might go grocery shopping. So we need to endure, we need to sustain energy for a longer period of time. So forget timing now, and we're going to do the same moves. Now I want you to count to your 10 or your 15. Alternatively, I know some people, it might be 1. Yeah, so again, looking after you. All the same theory, so squeeze the butt up. Actually, forget about, actually count to 15 if you want. I'm not counting, by the way, I'm just moving. But the new thing is not so much about numbers. So just imagine I've done 15, which I know I haven't, but just say, because you're doing it with me, it's about how long can we do it for. So if you can get a clock, a watch, something to look at, you might have a timer somewhere, and it's like, can you do this for 15 seconds? Yeah, you succeed. Can you do it for 30 seconds? You succeed. Can you do it for 1 minute? And you're building endurance. So, moving on. So when we're picking up weights, please always do that with the correct technique, which would be bending at the knees and coming back up. So we're going to, this can be standing or seated. Theory says the more weight-based training we do is better for our body. What that means, just standing really. You can do it seated, because I'm aiming for, no matter what kind of day, you can be right here. If I do 2, you can do 1 movement to my 2. Otherwise, shoulder roll, heels under hips, knees slightly bent, and we're reaching out. So it's a single front raise. Now, if at some point you feel comfortable enough to look in a mirror or reflection in the window, what I want you to look for is any, and it can be really subtle, any movement above the hip. That's an indicator that the weight is too heavy. We need to be nice and still, and lift, and lift. Okay, so I know I'm safe with this, and if you notice if there's a slight movement, maybe have a rest. But again, we're just coming away from timing, and it's how long. You know what, if you do it 5 seconds, well, maybe not 5 seconds, but if you do it for say 15 seconds, celebrate, yeah? Congratulate yourself for what you're doing. And so that's your single front raise. You probably would have noticed that's really good for your upper back. We've done some bicep curls. I might just do a few more because I've now got weights. And again, you can get these at a shop where they're not too expensive. We'll wait for those sales. And so, single arms up and down, up and down, up and down. We've been talking about cognitive tasks and brain health. So, keep it with the bicep curl. Now add a leg back. Now you still need to stabilise and not wobble around the place. Alright, that's probably not too hard. So, we're going to do semi-circle tapping and moving the arms. For ease, I'm now going to hold it like we call a hammer instead of palms up. So, start the bicep curl, shoulders back and down, away from ears, knees slightly bent, and tap, 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 tap. Now I didn't even pause as I changed legs, yeah? So again, endurance, right? So the longer you hold something, the heavier it's going to feel, yeah? Again, you can do this slower, you can pause if you need to. All right, so that's here. Let's do into tricep. I do think the cam would still work. Let's just see and check it. Holding it. So long stance. Remember, we're not going too narrow for balance. All right, knee bends in line with middle toe. We draw the elbow past the ribs. This is your start point, hip. Extend straight back. Bring it back to your hip. So a can does work. And that might be a good starting point. So obviously we're going to do both sides. I like my weights. 2 kilo, easy day. And drawing it straight past, elbows in, really important. Start point is hip, extend, hip. So notice, really common is people want to move their shoulders. And again, going for, how long can you do it for? Don't judge yourself with your timing. It's just, what you can do over time is you might say, okay, I'm doing it for 15, next goal is 20. Next goal could be jump from 20 to 30 because you're feeling so good. Next is doing a step up. Now the reason why I want to do it is, this is functional fitness, fitness for everyday life. We'll mostly have to do a step somewhere. And so we're going to place one foot on top, make sure it really is on your step. Now again, you can purchase these for not a lot of money. However, if you've got steps in your home, just use your steps, actual steps, yeah, which is absolutely functional. And I do have people that their goal is, well, they're not even getting down all their steps. So their goal is to get all the way down and all the way up without holding on. So we're going to push through the foot and tap, and tap, and tap. So notice that could be some balance. I've placed myself near a table. You can do the same thing, changing legs, foot on, fully on, make sure it's not going anywhere. Tap, and tap, and tap, and tap. Now, you could even do just toe taps. Tap, but when I do them, soft, soft. That way we're stepping with control. And then we can go back to knee up. And then, so knee up, so we did the tap, and then we can go. And I like to just keep the foot there, so we know it's there. And up, down, down. Now you might have wanted to do this program maybe 5 times before you even get to this point. But you choose, you can do one and go, yeah, do more. Or you might do one and you go, you know what, that's a bit hard, not ready. In that case, don't do it. Pick another one of the sessions where we go a bit easier. The other is to do it as if marching. Down, down, up, up. Now what I find really interesting, some people will go left all the time first, yeah? If you do, I would love for you to count, or again, for how long? So 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, and then I would change. Right leads the way. So whichever leg you started with. But what the interesting thing is, some people will never choose one side and they go up and they alternate. But what you'll find, if your balance isn't good, alternating is a bit trickier. So remember, you don't need to buy equipment. This could be something in your home. And if you think about it as a life goal, it could be when you're going to the cinema and some of those long, high steps, and they are, you probably know they're higher than a normal step, you'll be able to get up and do it. Just coming back to a bit more of a sit to stand, I want to share some things with you. So never put weights down just like I did, because that was really not looking after my back at all. So a ball, again, just under $3. Or you might be able to borrow one of your grandchildren or your neighbour, is, right, sit to stand. Really, really common is knees coming in. All that means is you have weakness in your legs, plus you probably didn't know about technique. So technique, knees in line with middle toe, and never let your knees come past your toe. If we were in that position, too much strain on the legs. So here, and not letting your legs come in. And some people are just knock-knee, you know, or they've got feet that roll in. So we need to think about how are my feet, yeah? It's really important to know whether you're rolling in or out, and we might want to think about seeing someone to help us out. But otherwise, the ball in between the knees, guess what? It's training your knees to be in the right spot. My knees can't really come in, and then it certainly can't come out, or I'll drop the ball. So the ball's going to train my knees to be in the right position. So again, I like to just put my hands up here. It does feel really different to do it this way. We're still squeezing our butt first, pushing through the heels and down. So notice how this can't happen while I'm here. So the other one is we can actually use it to tone the thighs. So sitting nice and tall, zip up, squeezing that ball so knees are pressing in. And you can really just do it for as long as you can, but never push down, bring up in the belly. Other thing about the ball is quite easy to do chest. So we want the elbows low and try and squash that ball. It's going to activate your chest. So why do we want to do it? Well, working your chest, and actually in particular a push-up, which we know can be done off the wall, doesn't have to be on the floor, is actually a shoulder stabilizer. So to have stable shoulders and stable hips is really, really important. So this, working the chest, also the shoulders, bringing it up, wearing that corset, and that's one. Now the next one, again, just ignore how I've reached for the band, but anyway. So loop band, now that I've mentioned it, of course you'll notice. So I'm now going to show you with really good technique to put one over the other. So some people will try and do this standing. I really don't recommend it. So we're going to put this on while we're seated. Take all the time you need, you don't have to rush. So ideally, these bands always want to go thin and curl up, but ideally we'll be patient and wait till we've got it nice and flat. It feels a bit nicer when we've done that. So we're going to stand up and we're just going to go out and in and out and in. This is also called abduction and working our abductors, but it's also hip stabilizing. So if I let that just come down a little bit more, and you can take the time to widen it, is we really want to feel the hips work and a little bit of your glute. This is an action that helps stabilize your hips. When you're brand new, don't do too many because you will feel it. In fact, even if you stand here and do 16, you're going to feel it virtually straight away. Not necessarily in a bad way. It's good to know that we've worked a little bit. Okay, so we can also do side walking. So let's think of going to your right 4 times, and 1, 2, 3. I'm really working it now, other way, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. So this little band you can do so much with. That was just inside, outside of the thighs, and again, near the chair, really safely taking that band off. You might need to take longer than what I just did. So again, if you've got this one band, and there are shops where you get a set of 3, quite cheaply with light, medium, hard. Actually, they might even have extra heavy in there. Is you can use it for bicep and triceps again without weights. So if you want to eliminate weights, this handy little loop band is, so I'm going to hold, create tension in the band. I'm going to push down, it's going to stay down. And this hand's going to come up and down, and up and down, and up and down. I think you've got the idea. So today we're working on how long can we do a task. So by now you might think, oh, 10 seconds really is enough, or 15. But hey, if you still want more, remember you can go 1 minute, 2 minutes, hey, even 5 minutes. All right, so obviously we want to do both sides evenly. So whatever timing you got to, how many seconds or how many minutes you got to in the other side, going to do the same. So again here, this is actually fine for arthritis because it's not got the same grasp as a hand weight, or what we like to call dumbbell. So that's that. And again, tricep is quite easy. I just hold it up high. I'm going to do the opposite. Now I do need elbow in and press down and release, and down and release. And of course both sides. Let me just work that out. And down and release and down. So that works either way. Can do it up or down like this. That actually works a little bit better when we have it in that direction. And of course chest, but it is small, so you may not want to pull apart very far. Before moving into chest, a few shoulder rolls. Reset is what we call it. Reset the shoulders and your posture. You might have sunk down by now, so let's sit up tall. And literally, so shoulders need to stay down and away from your ears. We're just going to pull apart and release back in. So that's quite a lot of work. You can take it lower, and we can also take it smaller. There's still work in doing it small. The other thing is to create tension, sitting or standing, and just take it from if we're seated from the knees, just up, level with the shoulder back down. Not loose, keep the tension there, up and down, and it's exactly the same thing, standing, it's from here, up. So again, create tension, keep the tension. If you don't want to grasp, feel free to just do this, and that works. So I'm working my shoulder, my upper back, and my arms, all in one. Okay, so that's a little bit of an introduction to equipment of some sort. Just making the use of little things that are inexpensive to help you on your journey. So I hope by now you're excited enough about your fitness, you're become a bit more confident, and you're ready to go out and just buy something that is for you. See you next time.